Welcome to Storytime, where we bring you peaceful stories to help you drift into a restful sleep. Tonight's story is called The Doves by the Peaceful Lake, a gentle tale about nature, serenity, and calm waters. So, close your eyes, relax, and let this soothing story guide you into deep slumber. In a quiet corner of the world, hidden away from the bustle of cities and towns, there was a peaceful lake. The water was so still it looked like glass, reflecting the surrounding trees, sky, and soft clouds. This lake was known for its tranquility, a place where the air always felt crisp, and the only sounds were the gentle rustle of leaves and the occasional soft splash of a fish breaking the surface. The lake had been there for centuries, and over time, it had become a sanctuary for many animals. One of its most beloved inhabitants were the doves, pure white, graceful, and known for their quiet, gentle ways. They would often be seen fluttering around the lake, their soft wings making barely a sound as they glided from tree to tree, or circled gracefully above the water. There was one pair of doves, in particular, that had made their home by the lake for as long as anyone could remember. They were called Serene and Tranquil, and together they embodied the very essence of peace. Each morning, as the first light of dawn touched the lake, they would fly out over the water, circling above it in perfect harmony. As the day went on, they would return to the branches of their favorite willow tree, which leaned gently over the water's edge. It was under this very tree that an old man named Alden would often come to sit. Alden was a quiet man, with gentle eyes and silver hair that matched the doves he admired so much. He had lived near the lake for many years, finding comfort in its stillness and peace in the company of the doves. Every day, Alden would bring a small pouch of seeds and scatter them beneath the willow tree, and Serene and Tranquil would flutter down to him, their delicate feathers glowing in the soft light of the afternoon. Alden would sit for hours by the lake, his thoughts quieting as he watched the doves peck at the seeds and then fly gracefully back to their perch. He loved the way they moved, so effortless and calm, their presence always soothing him in ways he couldn't quite put into words. The lake, too, was his companion. It mirrored the peace he found in the doves, calm, undisturbed, and endless in its quiet beauty. One evening, as the sun began to dip low in the sky, casting long shadows across the water, Alden made his way to his usual spot under the willow tree. The air was cool, carrying the faint scent of pine and wildflowers. The doves were already there, perched on a low branch, their eyes watching him with a familiarity that brought him comfort. Alden smiled to himself as he scattered the seeds. "Hello, my friends," he whispered softly. Serene and Tranquil fluttered down from the tree, their wings barely making a sound as they landed gracefully on the ground. They began pecking at the seeds, their movements slow and unhurried, as if they had all the time in the world. The sky above was painted in shades of pink and gold, and the water of the lake reflected the colors like a mirror. Alden sighed deeply, feeling the tension of the day melt away as he watched the doves. There was something about their presence that always seemed to calm him, to bring his mind to a place of stillness. As he sat there, Alden's thoughts drifted like the breeze. He remembered his younger days, the times he had spent exploring the woods and climbing the hills that surrounded the lake. He had always been drawn to this place, even as a child. Back then, the doves had been a constant presence too, always there, always watching over the peaceful waters. Alden looked up at the willow tree, its branches swaying gently in the breeze, and smiled. He had spent a lifetime by this lake, and yet it never ceased to amaze him how timeless it felt. The lake was unchanged, always the same in its serenity. The doves, too, had been there year after year, gliding over the water, bringing peace to anyone who took the time to sit and watch them. As the sky grew darker, the first stars began to appear, twinkling softly above the still lake. The doves, having eaten their fill, fluttered back up to the willow branch and nestled close to each other, their soft cooing the only sound in the quiet evening air. Alden leaned back against the tree, closing his eyes for a moment, letting the peaceful sounds of the night surround him. The soft lapping of the water against the shore, the gentle rustling of leaves, and the faint coos of the doves all blended together in a soothing lullaby. The world felt far away, and all that existed was the calm of the lake, the quiet presence of the doves, and the deep, comforting stillness that wrapped around him like a blanket. In his mind, Alden imagined himself as light as the doves, floating effortlessly above the water. He could see the smooth surface of the lake beneath him, reflecting the stars and the moon, stretching out in every direction, vast and endless. The air was cool and refreshing as it carried him across the lake, his wings spreading wide as he drifted on the gentle breeze. The stars above twinkled brightly, their light mirrored perfectly on the water's surface, creating the illusion of two skies, one above, one below. Alden felt weightless, as if the stillness of the lake had seeped into his very soul, calming his mind and his heart. The world was quiet, peaceful, and perfect. Back on the shore, under the willow tree, the doves cooed softly, their voices mingling with the soft sounds of the night. Alden remained still, his body relaxed against the smooth bark of the tree. His breathing slowed, and he felt himself drifting, his thoughts growing softer and softer, like the fading light of the evening. The lake, ever calm and still, held the night in its quiet embrace. The doves, now silent, rested peacefully on their branch, their soft feathers glowing faintly in the light of the moon. The stars above continued to twinkle, their reflections dancing gently on the surface of the water. Alden felt the deep pull of sleep, his eyelids heavy as he gave himself over to the stillness of the night. The lake, the doves, the quiet, everything was as it should be. His mind quieted, his body relaxed, and with a deep, contented sigh, Alden drifted into sleep, his dreams filled with the peace of the lake and the soft flutter of dove wings. The night continued on, the world wrapped in the gentle silence of the lake and the doves. And as the stars twinkled above and the moon cast its soft light over the water, all was at peace. And so, with the doves by the peaceful lake, we bring our story to a gentle close. We hope this peaceful tale has brought you calm and guided you into a restful sleep. Thank you for joining us on Storytime, where each night, we offer you a journey to peaceful dreams. Sleep well, and good night.